Okay, back to reality, guys. Let's see if we can share some tips about living through bad weather in a mobile home. It can really be a scary experience. When Mother Nature starts to kick it up a notch, your best bet is not to go toe-to-toe with her. Get out of Dodge. Having said that, I realize that it's not always possible to avoid difficult weather. We do, however, pay attention to weather predictions now more than we did when living in a house built firmly on the ground. We now subscribe to a weather alert service. I've installed the AccuWeather app on my cell phone. It keeps watch on alerts in my area, even when we're regularly moving around. Of all the preparations that we can make for weather emergencies, keeping informed is going to be the best place to start. Is there a storm season that your area is known for? Tornadoes are most common in Oklahoma in May, and hurricanes often hit Florida during August.
Once you know that bad weather is on the way, first thing to do is secure all your outside gear. Put away chairs, toys, and anything that could go flying around and do damage. Bring in your awning. Wind can gust unexpectedly and quickly, especially at the head of a storm front. And that awning is like a big sail ready to fly away in the wind. We've seen awning damage and even had it happen to us once in our pop-up trailer, where it was thrown up so violently that one of our support poles was driven right through our roof, leaving a big hole. This is the same with outdoor patio umbrellas as well. Put them down and secure them as best as possible.
A portable NOAA certified weather radio, preferably one with the hand crank that'll work if you're completely out of power, is good to have on hand. If power is out for an extended period, you'll still have access to up-to-date weather and emergency information. Be aware of traffic signs directing for hurricane escape routes when arriving in an area, even when the weather's good. Being informed ahead of time means that you're better prepared in an emergency situation where panic and other things are more forefront in your mind. Let family or friends know where you are before cell signal is lost, just in case a rescue may become necessary. Let them know if you're planning on hunkering down at the RV or in a shelter, or if you're hitting the road to move to a new location. Look for where the rivers and creeks are now, or where they may form, so a route can be planned ahead if the water levels start to rise. You don't want to be in a flood zone area when the waters rise quickly and then be unsure of which way is higher ground.
Will you have enough propane, gasoline, and food if the area is without services for a while? Fill the RV's fresh water tank just in case water isn't available after the storm. And stay inside during lightning. The RV can act as a Faraday cage and is a safer place to be than outside. This being said, if there are tornadoes or hurricanes or very strong winds, you're better off moving to a concrete structure or tornado shelter at your campground. Even consider getting into your tow vehicle and buckling up if there's nowhere else to go. If your truck flips over, you're at least in a secured harness in a vehicle tested for crash safety. Not quite so in an RV.
Does your campground have a concrete structure? Maybe a bathhouse or office building would be the safest place to seek shelter during strong winds. Be aware of the designated tornado shelter at your campground. When a tornado is close by, consider checking into a hotel instead of staying in the RV. It's better to lose your trailer than it is to lose your life. While driving, it's not safe to outrun a tornado. Seek shelter when a funnel cloud becomes visible. And remember that sheltering under a highway overpass is not a safe option. The narrow space beneath the overpass can actually cause wind speeds to increase as the air funnels through. When you're already set up at camp, there are some things you can do. Assess your campsite. Trees can be lightning rods, or branches can fall onto the RV. It's best not to be under the trees. Point your RV to face into the wind. It's most aerodynamic in that direction. That's how it travels down the highway after all. Consider what may happen. Keep in mind that evacuating during the storm may be more dangerous than hunkering down. Should you bring your stabilizer jacks up or leave them down? Having them raised can save a few minutes if you have to evacuate. And keeping them down on the ground can keep the RV more stable in strong winds. Connect the RV to your tow vehicle if an evacuation is anticipated. Connecting your tow vehicle can also add stabilization in strong winds. Bring in the slides. The less surface area for wind to blow on means less shaking and potential damage.
If a surge suppressor isn't in use, it would be wise to unplug the RV from shore power to minimize the chances of damaging the electrical converter. Unplug sensitive electronic devices just to avoid damage that an electrical surge may cause. Minimize battery use. Depending on how this storm plays out, you might need to rely on that battery for a number of days. Maybe it's time to hook up a generator. Secure ceiling vents in a closed position. Bring in or secure awnings, mats, chairs, etc. Calm down the pets if possible. Not only will this make their day a little easier, but it tends to calm us down as well.
And remember, once you're safe and secure and the storm has passed, it's okay to take some pictures. You will want to share all this mess with somebody else later. As always, that's this week's video. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you on the road. Check out some of our other videos and subscribe to our channel.
New content will be posted weekly.